This is Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
I shudder thinking how the world can be so cruel. I lend my voice to those who can't. It's time we try, it's time we care, it's time we stand. It starts with a voice.
Welcome to the Special Chronicles Show. This is episode 505. My name is Daniel Smrokowski, and I'm the founder of Special Chronicles and a Special Olympics Southern Tribal International Global Messenger. Before we begin today's episode, I want to just let you know we are not in the studio. We are in the, sometimes we call the green room, sometimes we call the conference room, and other times we call it the living room. And so that's where we'll podcasting from, just because it's the end of the year, and we wanted to kind of change things up a little bit, give us a little bit more space. When we have two people in the studio, it gets a little cramped. And so we wanted to give ourselves a little bit more space in room. A few housekeeping reminders. Follow Special Chronicles on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And remember to subscribe, rate, and review Special Chronicles on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Our website, specialchronicles.com, where you can stream our archives of over 500 episodes absolutely for free. Also, there's a list of our favorites, original series, award-winning columns, and blogs. And sign up for our newsletter to receive exclusive bonus content delivered to your inbox. Again, specialchronicles.com. And this week on the Special Chronicles Podcast, episode 505, joining us back in studio is our Special Chronicles business manager and my dad, Adam. Welcome back to the Special Chronicles show, Adam.
Hi, Daniel, and welcome.
Our listeners were applauding for you.
Oh, good.
I mean, we can't see the listeners, but we know that you are there applauding for us.
Well, hello, everybody, and thank you, Daniel, for the nice introductions. And we're excited as the year comes to a close to be able to say thank you for everybody and their support throughout the year and being part of Special Chronicles and close off the year nicely and get ready to start next year. So
close out what year?
This year. And
what year is this year?
So we're ready to do this show to say thank you to everybody. Go ahead, Daniel.
And that's 2022. So yeah, if you have visited specialchronicles.com in the past month since we kicked off the 500th episode, 14th anniversary back November 14th, 2022. You've been seeing that we have our Special Chronicles 2023 Given campaign going on in celebration as we get into 2023. Special Chronicles turns 15 years old, and so from now until December 31st, 2022, Special Chronicles is trying to raise $10,000 so we can continue our mission, giving respect and voice to those of us with special needs. And currently, today is, we're recording this on the 13th of December, 2022, but you guys are going to hear this. You guys are going to hear this on the 19th of December, so that week. So as we're recording this, we have raised over $1,500 of our $10,000 goal. So
we're off to a good start.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody. But the purpose of this episode is to kind of recap what has happened this year and share some exciting things of what our vision is for next year. So, Daniel, why don't we get into what's the important part of this message?
Yeah, so we'll divide in this quick 30-minute episode into two parts, and the first is again, reading about talking about some of the new initiatives that we would like to have in 2023 here at Special Chronicles. But we might next week we might do like a best of episode next week, right? So I think that will kind of give us a kind of recap of 2022 if we do kind of that annual New Year's Eve, the week of New Year's Eve 2022 best of episode. So we'll try to kind of give you a few highlights of some of the episodes, and if you guys are listening to this and you have any episodes that we recorded from January 2022 to now December 2022, if there's any of your favorite episodes just this year 2022, send us a message on Instagram, social media at Special Chronicles, or just email feedback at specialchronicles.com and let us know what some of your favorite episodes were from 2022, and maybe we'll try to include that in our best of episode. So with that, some of the new initiatives, we're not going to go into a lot of details, but what we will say is one of the new initiatives is a new podcast series. As you all know, I think 3 years ago we premiered our Unified at Work series, which features conversations about the meaning of inclusive employment, and that is sponsored by United Airlines Bridge Disability Business Resource Group. And that has received so much positive feedback. So many new listeners to Special Chronicles have come from United Airlines employees, from the community at United, and that's because of that Unified at Work series.
And also our Special Chronicles network of followers. They also have had you listeners have had an opportunity to experience some of the series that we've had and have gotten a lot of positive feedback from so many people. So we thank you for that. I think what it's doing is, we're talking about things that are important to people with special needs, and that's employment. And
one of the important things.
One of the important things. But the series on employment with United is focused on that. And again, I think it's helping so many people, not only within United, but also in the world about the importance of how do we move forward and be able to create better employment to people with special needs. So so that's been really positive. We get a lot of good feedback with so many people on that.
We do, yeah. So that's a positive. Another series is our ComEd Energy Force series that we do in collaboration with one of our biggest partners to date, which is the ComEd Energy Force Ambassador Program. So if you go to specialchronicles.com/Energy Force, there's that series with conversations with some of the ComEd staff, some of the other ComEd ambassadors, as well as energy efficiency tips. And that is really, I think that Energy Force series really kind of highlights what that saving energy, saving money is not just for people without disabilities, but for those of us with special needs as well. Because a lot of us, despite the disabilities, despite the special needs that we are diagnosed with, a lot of us are living independently. We do have the same kind of needs to save energy, the same, going back to the Unified Work series, the same kind of dreams to be fully included in employment. And so these series, the Unified Work series, the Energy Force series that's on this podcast, Special Chronicles, highlights those important topics that we need the mainstream community, the mainstream society to understand. And that's what we try to kind of show through these stories, through these conversations on this podcast.
Yeah, and I think we're so thankful for ComEd. They are the utility company up in northern Illinois. They provide most of the power for most of the state or most of the population.
Northern Illinois.
In Northern Illinois, which is actually most of the population of the state. And one of the wonderful things that ComEd does is they include people with special needs into their normal life and in the things they do. The Energy Force group that they've created is all people with special needs that are ambassadors that are selected to be ambassadors for ComEd to go and tell the story about saving energy. So we go out in the community and talk to people about how we can save energy through the various things that ComEd provides. And that's the beauty of it, and that's the positive thing that we've gotten feedback from. I know that I've gone out with Daniel to events and just talked to the people as Daniel's running the event, and I'm kind of just talking to people that are there and experiencing that. And the big feedback that they get is they're so impressed that ComEd is involving people with special needs into the things that are important, and that's saving energy. And they've been doing it now for they just finished their 11th year, and they'll be going into the 12th year of doing that. And we're very fortunate to be a part of that. The message is such an important message for everybody. We got to save money. We got to be able to figure out how to use our energy properly at the most cost-effective way. And that's what ComEd does, and people with special needs are one of the ambassadors that send that message out. So we're very thankful to ComEd for their initiatives to make that happen, and we're very fortunate to be a part of that. So thank you, ComEd.
And if you're watching the live stream video on YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn Live, you saw I did put that graphic up. So specialchronicles.com/ComEd is where you can learn more about the ComEd Energy Force program and our partner. So with that, let's kind of quickly kind of run through some of these other new initiatives. One of the popular programs that we did before the COVID pandemic, before 2020, was live on location, live on the road podcast. And to kind of set that up, I want to say, when we were talking just a few moments ago about the Unified at Work series, one of the United agents that works at the Houston hub had sent me a private message on Teams and on Microsoft Teams, and said it would be neat if we, for the Unified at Work series, if we traveled to talk with some of the new service ambassadors at some of the different United Airlines airport hubs across the U.S., across the country, and like to kind of bring this podcast on the road. And so together with that, with hearing from some of you listeners who have reached out to us about when we used to have some live on the road podcasts at that pizzeria, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years ago. So together that with this United employee asking about this possible live on the road, that's one of the things that we would love to do in 2023 is to bring that back. We had dreams to bring that back at the beginning of 2020, but then when March 2020 came, we had to put that on hold. So with that, we want to say we at Special Chronicles are still trying to be safe and healthy, still kind of wearing our masks when possible. But with that caveat being said, I want to say in 2023, we would love to bring our live on the road podcast to either to a city near you, to an on location near you. Maybe not with this same setup that if you're watching the live video stream right now, maybe not with this totally set up, but a similar setup with our microphones, with the mixer. And I know one thing that I think would be neat for us to do is that if any of you have heard of Biddy and Bowls Coffee, I think it would be neat to do a live on the world podcast at either the original Biddy and Bowls Coffee or like in Wilmington, North Carolina, or at one of them. So, I mean, that's one idea, but...
Yeah, I think that the main thing that we envision is we've got so much feedback to get out on the road and go live into the community at various venues, something that we've had success in and people have loved to just be part of, one of our shows right wherever they live. So that's our vision and that's our goal. We want to recreate that. I know COVID is still part of our lives, so we do have to be careful. So I don't think we've figured out all the logistics yet, but our goal is to try to see if we can make that happen, and hopefully we can make that happen in 2023. Because I think, again, so many people have said they'd like to see us do that again. So that's our goal, to try to figure out, and hopefully we can do that safely. We will at some point. Yeah. We just don't know.
At some point in 2023.
Yeah. We just want to make sure we're safe for everybody that comes and participates in this event.
If you're listening and you have an idea of either a city or an on location that you would like to see Special Chronicles on the road sometime in 2023, email producer@specialchronicles.com, specialchronicles.com, and let us know, or just send us a message on Instagram or Facebook, and we will be happy to talk with you about that. And also briefly, we like to kind of in 2023 add some new shows to the Special Chronicles Network. As you all know, this podcast this show you're listening right now, the Special Chronicles show, is our flagship show that's been now going into 2023, been podcasting 15 years. But we also have the George and Daniel show. We have another podcast host, Lisa and Colt Noble, with their Amazing Individual show. Jerry Hoadley has his Good Vibe show. So we've got, besides all the series on the Special Chronicles show, but we've got the Special Chronicles show, the Georgia and Daniel show, Lisa and Colt's Amazing Individual show, and then Jerry Hoadley's Good Vibe show. So I think we've got and Georgia's Kitchen show. Yeah. So we've got, I think, 5 shows on the Special Chronicles Network.
Yeah, and I think what we want to do...
Either audio or video programs.
Right. So we're starting to grow that part of our vision. And when we do, we'll get it more organized. So when we get to our webpage, you'll be able to quickly see what's available. You can click on it and be able to enjoy that show of our network. We've also throughout the year have come across some amazing individuals that have shown an interest in possibly doing a show for us, or we've come across individuals that I think would be just awesome in sending their messages on a show. So we're going to be in contact with them. We're going to try to figure out how to put that together throughout the beginning of the year, and hopefully roll out and organize all of that throughout 2003.
Yeah,
it won't be all like we're going to roll it out in January, because we want to make sure we create the right people, the right individuals, and get them set up and then organize it so you as a viewer can easily click on any one of those and that. But that's one of our visions, and I think that's going to be a growth thing, not only for 2023, but moving forward.
Moving on, even like the next 15 years of Special Chronicles.
Yeah, and I think I'd just like to close off. I know that we've traveled a little bit with Daniel, where he's given speeches and that, and I've had a chance to meet some of the individuals that have shown interest, or individuals that I have seen in talking to them, that they would be awesome with their stories and to share with you, the listeners. And, so I think that we're excited of being able to bring all the wonderful experiences to you. And so, we're excited about that. That's what we're going to start working at the beginning of the year. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So from the bottom of our hearts, we're really excited about growing the individuals that are a part of our Special Chronicles team as content creators to the Special Chronicles family. If you want to meet some of our team, including the two of us, if you go to specialchronicles.com/team, or if you just go to specialchronicles.com, underneath the About tab, the drop down menu underneath About, it says Team. You can meet our team, read a little bit about us, either read a bio or listen to some podcasts with some of us. And if you listening, either you yourself or somebody who wants to have either an audio podcast or a video show, or maybe a blog, a part of Special Chronicles, get in touch with us. Again, you can email producer@specialchronicles.com or just send us a message on Instagram or Facebook.
I think what's important for us, again, is we run across so many wonderful people that have experienced so much in their lives, in our experience, and doing a lot of good things without having their disability hold them back. And I know some of them, or a lot of them, are come on our shows as guests to one of our shows, but some of them, I think it'd be really good, for them to be able to, have, be part of our network where they could, on an ongoing basis, share their stories within their own shows. And so, we want to expand so much more good that's being done out there to you, the listeners. And anyway, I think that's said. We'll have more about that during the beginning of the year.
Yes.
The first quarter year, as we start rolling some of this out, we'll be sharing that with you.
Yeah, so if you want to stay in touch and know about that, the best place to do that is subscribe to our newsletter. Right?
Yeah, or go on to our webpage, because we will obviously put things there also.
But if you want to kind of be the first and kind of get those updates delivered to your inbox, specialchronicles.com/newsletter, or I think if you just go to specialchronicles.com, whether it's on your computer, your phone or iPad, your mobile device or computer, there should be a little message that will pop up on the top of the website. So either sign up that way or just go to specialchronicles.com/newsletter, and you can just enter your name and email, and we won't sell your email address. We will we will occasionally email. Sometimes then it might be a couple months, but we try to keep you updated at least every quarter.
Right. And the email address are kept confidential, just within Special Chronicles. We do not share that with anybody.
Yeah, not even our sponsors or partners.
No, that's your information is just for our purpose to communicate with you, and you communicate with us.
And just like when you donate, we don't sell any of that. We keep it confidential. With that, before we wrap up, and I know usually we take sponsor breaks during a typical break. Yeah, I mean, do a typical episode, but we're not doing that this week because we already did tell you about our partner, ComEd, right? So it's kind of a free,
and United.
United. We did. How can we forget about ComEd and United Airlines? We love our partners and our supporters, and we'll let you know at the end of the episode how you can support our 2023 Giving Campaign. But with that, we want to kind of share just kind of briefly the last 6 minutes of the episode. We do have an audio clip to play with you of some of our supporters talking about the impact on the community. But should we get to that, or first kind of talk about how you, our listeners, can support Special Chronicles?
No, let's get to that first. Then we'll close out.
And then we'll close out with how you listeners you listening right now, you listening or watching, can support Special Chronicles. So here is it's just a little 3-minute clip, and usually we would play the video, but we don't. I wanted to keep this production a little simple as possible. So let's see if I can play. This is video, and let's.
Special Chronicles is a wonderful platform for people with special attributes to share their amazing stories.
Is the video playing?
It is inspiring and uplifting for me.
Oh, let me. Let's pause that. I think we need to.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything on the screen.
We need no. It's not going to be on the video screen, but I do need to turn the volume up on the iPad so we can get that playing.
Special Chronicles is a wonderful platform for people with special attributes.
Oh, you know what? I think we've got it hooked up to the TV, so let's just change that so you all can hear. Here we go. Let's try this again.
Special Chronicles is a wonderful platform for people with special attributes to share their amazing stories. It is inspiring and uplifting for me to hear from people from all around the nation about their great accomplishments. Keep doing what you're doing. Continue to give this wonderful community a place to share their successes and voice what is important to them.
Hey guys, it's Joelle, and I'm honored to have been a special guest on Special Chronicles, and I would love to see others with special needs on Special Chronicles, because I think it's amazing. And in the future, I would like to see a show about bullying, and bullying needs to stop.
Hi, Daniel. It's your great friend and admirer, Tim Shriver, here in support of Special Chronicles, in support of Daniel's advocacy for a changed world, in support of the whole idea of Daniel using the web, using his writing, using his speaking, using his podcasting, using his photography, using his voice, finding his voice and using it to ask the world to be inspired, to create blaze fests of inspiration all over the internet and all over the United States. Here in Special Olympics, we like to think of ourselves as having a blast with everything we do, playing sports, to enjoy ourselves, to learn and meet other people, to test ourselves against tough competition, and I think in the end of the day, to change hearts and minds, to have other folks realize that there's a common human spirit, that nothing should separate us from one another. Daniel, that's what you're doing. You're inspiring people to understand common human gifts. You're inspiring people to believe in a common human hope. You're inspiring people to have fun in achieving common human fun. And you're inspiring us to change all those outdated, painful, and unjust attitudes that lead us to separate us from one another. The whole world of Special Olympics joins me in saying, go Daniel, go Special Chronicles. You will be a success. You will make a difference, and you will change the world. Why? Am I so sure? I'm so sure because your voice has been raised, and your voice is true. And when a true voice, an authentic voice is raised in pursuit of a great mission, it will change the world. Go for it, Daniel. We're all behind you.
I can tell you.
Oh, and we've got, that was Tim Shriver at the end there, and then one of our board members and producer, Dalian Packard, and his daughter, Joelle. I think those two more people at the end of that video, but we're not going to. If you go to specialchronicles.com/give, you can watch that impact, Special Chronicles impact on community video clip. But with that, a few ways of how you, as we near the end of the episode, we'll run in a little short on time, but how you, our listeners, can support Special Chronicles. First, one way is give us a review and 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. If you are listening to this on an iPhone or on a Mac computer or an iPad, just open up your Apple Podcast app and give us a 5-star rating and review. And if you're listening to this on Audible or Amazon Music or Spotify, you can also give us a 5-star rating and review. It goes a long way. It will help introduce this podcast to other listeners. And then send us a message on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. You just if you're on Instagram or Facebook, just send us a private message and share your feedback with us. You can also email your audio feedback. If you have the voice memo app on your phone, you can just send us an audio or written feedback to feedback@specialchronicles.com. Again, that's feedback@specialchronicles.com. And then the third way that you our listeners can support Special Chronicles is to make a donation to Special Chronicles 2023 Giving Campaign. Specialchronicles.com/give. We'll put a link in the show notes in the description below. But also if you're watching the live stream, there'll be a graphic that we will put up on the screen to wrap up the episode. But any other of how you, our listeners, can support Special Chronicles?
I think that the message I want to close off is I want to thank everybody for all the support that everybody has given throughout the whole year. Every time a listener goes on and is experiencing what we're trying to say is a way that helps everybody, and I want to thank everybody for that. That's a huge message. Of course, supporting us financially at the end of the year is also important, so we can keep on doing what we're doing. But it's the everyday stuff. Every time you turn on, keep doing that. Just listen to our podcast, listen to the various events that we have, and especially the new ones with the new people that are going to come on and share their stories within their own shows as a part of Special Chronicles. Just listen to us, and you're going to learn a lot. And and that's what we want to keep doing, is sharing those experiences, and that's what we want to thank you for.
Yeah, because it's the stories of our guests and
the listeners
and my story. It's all stories that make an impact on you, our listeners. I know I heard from one listener that goes to and gets her nails done, and she pulls up the Special Chronicles podcast and listens when she gets her nails done. Other listeners listen when they're driving or taking a walk or exercising or if they're around their house. If you have an Amazon Echo device, you can now on Amazon Music or on Audible, you can listen to us on your Alexa speaker. Hopefully, I didn't pull up your Alexa device right now by saying that, but maybe did it pull up? So, or if you're again driving in the car, just pull up. You can binge listen to some of our latest episodes, and then send us a message and let us know where you're listening from and what you enjoy. Maybe how we could improve the guests or content that we have on specialchronicles.com. And with that, I think we're going to give you a little bit of a 30-minute episode this week. So you guys can enjoy the Christmas and New Year's holiday as we wrap up 2022. But on behalf of our entire Special Chronicles team, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and hopefully you will join us in the next 15 years of Special Chronicles as we build our future.
Yes, thank you again, and we so much appreciate and love all our listeners and our supporters, and hopefully we'll keep on making that difference and create more things that are important to you as our listeners. So thank you. Have a wonderful holiday, Christmas and holiday season, and we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Daniel?
Well, yeah. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for listening and for supporting Special Chronicles this year. And I look forward to having you join us in 2023 as we build our future, as we build the next 15 years of Special Chronicles. And until then, have a great week, and we will...
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
And happy holidays. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Special Chronicles Podcast. Our podcast was produced by Daniel Smrokowski on the Special Chronicles Network. Follow Special Chronicles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Subscribe, rate, and review Special Chronicles on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Our website, specialchronicles.com, where you can stream our archives of over 500 episodes absolutely for free. Also, there's a list of our favorites, original series, award-winning columns, and blogs. And sign up for our newsletter to receive exclusive bonus content that delivers to your inbox. Again, specialchronicles.com. Special Chronicles is hosted by Podbean Podcast Hosting. Our live streams are powered by StreamYard. Thanks as always to our business manager, Adam Smrokowski, who always encourages us to never give up. I'm Daniel Smrokowski, back next week with more stories.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.